Hello chat, Def here and I hope you're doing well. Also welcome to another video. I want to talk about the first 3 games which are part of the Legend of Heroes series made by Falcom. Also please take it easy on me chat as I have only played the Sky games. I have yet to play the sequels for the Crossbow, Erebonia and Calbard arcs, so I'll get to them soon. Tales in the Sky games are an JRPG made by Falcom, to which the first chapter released in year 2004, second chapter in year 2006, and Sky the third game in year 2007. The Sky games are a few of the best JRPGs I have ever played, and the quality still holds up to this day. The story is amazing, the characters are all good, the pacing for the story is done right, the gameplay is easy to learn and master, building your party is too fun, and the grind is never boring. With all of those factors combined together for these games, they are recognized to be a very worthwhile games to get into for a lot of JRPG or story gamers. I also love how people say that the Legend of Heroes series is the One Piece of gaming. It has got to be one of the good places these games can get. Please take note in mind that there will be some spoilers from all of the Trails in the Sky games, but I'm not gonna go too deep. Trails in the Sky first chapter starts off with the introduction of Estelle and Joshua, the main characters of this game. And I like how it starts off really eventful already, with that scene in the Bright House and Cassius just casually bringing Joshua to Estelle, presenting Joshua as the birthday present to Estelle, much to dismay and anger of Estelle. To be fair, it is not that usual you get another human being out of the blue as a birthday present. It does make you curious already, as with these events already happening in the start of the game. Just tells you that there is more into the story. Time skip for a few years. You see Estelle and Joshua on their way to start becoming a bracer. Bracers are basically good Samaritans. They don't work for free though, but they do really good stuff for the people, as their primary objective is to help out civilians with almost whatever they need. And I love that you see Estelle and Joshua learning and gaining experience throughout the story, doing job requests, solving problems left and right for each city they travel to. I have so much respect for characters you see from zero, and then they develop a lot throughout the game. Then we get to Trails in the Sky second chapter, starting off already with Estelle looking for Joshua. And why was she looking for him? One can only wonder why. The second chapter is the sequel to the first game, and whoo boy, the second game has a lot of new stuff to work with when it comes to the gameplay. The story in this game is also really good, as some of the foreshadowing the first game did finally comes into the play here. This is also the game where it starts to open up more for the player. For example, as the characters that you have worked with before, they permanently join you during the early chapters. So this leads to different dialogues depending on the characters that you are with, making the game highly replayable due to different reactions and interactions. Oh yeah, they also introduce a new character in this game, the Onion Man Kevin Graham. All I'm gonna say about him in the second game is he's pretty cool. And we have Trails in the Sky the third, which is really a different take on the series with how the game is played out. Also, you have Kevin as the main character instead of the usual Estelle and Joshua. No worries though, as they appear also in the game. Falcom actually did a very good job on transitioning from a known main character to a new main character. I mean, at the end of the day, it is just a difference in perspectives, but hear me out. Kevin's take on this game story is really good and productive, as Sky the Third set up a lot of plots that you're gonna experience for the next stories after the Sky games. Kevin and a new character, Reese Argent, were basically on a trail to lure out the suspicious person that was looking for them. And it leads to events, them getting sucked by the white light for some reason, and they have found themselves in another place. A very different place for sure. With them being in a place that is too different, they need to investigate and check all of the possible causes on why they are here and what is basically happening. I like how the plot is different compared to the usual conflicts you get to see and experience throughout the first and second games. You would hear a lot of mixed opinions or discussions of whether Trails in the Sky the Third is good or a bad game. It is a very interesting scenario, granted, of how really different Sky the Third is. I understand why we have a scenario like that, but honestly, I do think Sky the Third is one of the best Trails in the Sky game. If you wanna know why though, I really recommend you play Trails in the Sky games, especially if you're interested in playing good JRPGs and more into heavily story-driven games. The characters in the game are well written. I like them all, even the villains. All of the characters have been built up properly with all of their personalities and the roles they all play in the story. I love Liberum. Lots of memorable places in the game, such as the 5 major cities, the border gates whenever you're about to go to the next city in the first game, Jenny's Royal Academy because of the Madrigal of White Magnolia play, the final dungeons of all 3 games, and the Hermit's Garden in Sky the Third. Story pacing of the game is done right too. Sure, it is a slow burn at start, but once the plot starts picking up, it just won't stop. I was so hooked into it and just kept playing and playing just to see what happens next. And I love that the story does not tire me out and there is no downtime in between story bits. You can do the side quests if you want to, but I like that the game also gives you an option to just go straight for the story whenever you feel like it. I love the gameplay. The turn-based combat is easy to get into and not hard to master it also, which makes the game all the more enjoying to play, and it is so fun. I love that you can just use the S-Scrap skill or like the ultimate skill of a character anytime during the fight as long as you have the required number of crop points. Weapon, armor, boots, accessories, and the ornament building in this game are very engaging as they make some of the essential parts of the gameplay by preparing your characters before every major battle. The grinding in this game is not so bad too, since most of the grind that you will need are along the way, and by just defeating the enemies or bosses you find during the story arcs, you get enough experience and materials you need to enhance your characters and their equipment. The grind is not tedious and does not really require you to go out of your way just to prepare yourself. The music soundtracks in the games are also bangers, and it gets better each game after game as you hear the new soundtracks being used. They are on point and always nice to listen to. Zeiss City Theme is my most favorite soundtrack. All in all, the Trails in the Sky games are some of the best JRPGs you can ever play, even today. Despite them being old games without the high graphics and animations you can have like the modern games we have today, they still hold up on their own, and they bring a lot of good stuff on your table. Honestly, these games are so much fun, and if you are the type of gamer who does not get bothered by old graphics, pixels, and animations, I recommend you give these games, even just the first game, a chance. See for yourself. Maybe it is for you, maybe it is not. But honestly, play these games. They are really good. Well, that shall be it regarding my review and feelings on the Sky games. I'll be playing more Legend of Heroes games as these games are really good. And the stories are fascinating. I won't prolong my stay here any longer as I need to get back to gaming soon. Well, chat, thank you so much for your time listening to me, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again, chat, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, chat. Bye-bye.